Greetings. What's going on, y'all? Hey, are we live? Type of one in the chat if we live and y'all can hear me, man. You know what I'm saying? Type of one up in that chat if y'all can hear me, man. If y'all can hear me and see me, let me know. Greetings, 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 greetings. I see some YouTube, some YouTube coming through, man. All right, man. What's going on, y'all? We about to get into the live Q&A. Interesting time of the year to say the least, man. We are at the tail end of the summer, man. Y'all got one more month of warm weather. What y'all gonna do with it, right? Be honest with y'all. A lot of people, they want to start their fitness journey when they get like close to the warm season or during warm season. It's about to get cold in a lot of these states, man. Y'all need to be focused on that shit now, man. Summer bodies are built in the winter. Let's get into the questions. I already see uh, you know, uh, tips and trips. What up, Corey? Greetings. What up, Corey? I'm at 17% body fat. Am I unhealthy and fat? No. No, you're actually almost healthy. Healthy for men, I'm assuming you're a man, Griffin, would actually be sub 15%. So as long as you're like 15 or below, you in that healthy range as a man. Um, hey, Corey, how do you get a high metabolism? It's pretty simple. Metabolism is closely tied to the processes that your body goes through on a day-to-day basis. So some of the things that you can do pretty easily is to just build muscle, right? The more lean muscle mass that you have, the more calories your body actually requires to service those muscles, right? For your muscles to continue to function. So you build some muscle, guess what? You have a faster metabolism, right? Another thing you can do is consume foods that have a high thermic effect. All right. What the fuck is a thermic effect, Coach Corey? Glad you asked. That basically is the amount of calories associated with actually digesting those foods. So, for example, when you drink some juice that has a super low thermic effect, your body didn't have to do very much of anything to process and break that down. That sugar from the juice went right to your bloodstream, and your body takes it and stores it in the muscles and cells immediately. In comparison, a piece of chicken breast that has a high thermic effect, your body has to actually process, break that down, and then distribute those nutrients accordingly. So, with that being said, you know, I'm getting that eat more protein. You eat more protein, subsequently more fiber for similar reasons, because fiber takes a longer time to digest. You will have a faster metabolism as a result, right? A good rule of thumb: every time you eat protein, eat some fiber. I used to talk a lot about the 30-10 rule. For every 30 grams of, protein that you have, get 10 grams of fiber. You do that multiple times a day. And so you be out here burning all kinds of calories. Another thing that you could do, intermittent fasting has been shown in several studies to have a metabolic boosting effect, in which case, because your body will deplete itself of those front end nutrients that come from food in the form of glucose, you deplete your body of the glucose. Guess what happens on the back end? Your body's now more efficient burning nutrients faster, right? So do some intermittent fasting, some fiber protein, some strength training. You be out here burning all kinds of calories at rest. If that was helpful, give me a thumbs up in the chat, y'all. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if that was helpful. The homie Luke Richards says, this guy is so helpful and knowledgeable, has helped me so much with my weight loss journey. I'm a big fan of yours. Hey, man, you have excellent taste, Luke. All right. Shout out to you from the UK. We out here. We out here. All right. Love how you break things down so simply. Robert, Heather, thank you guys for the love. You guys have excellent choice. I'm gonna just start putting these on the screen. Uh Andrew says, is oatmeal a good choice of fiber? Maybe. Has some fiber in it, Not a lot unless you get the high fiber oatmeal, right? High fiber oatmeal. They have specific oatmeal that says on the label, hey, this has got high fiber in it, right? But typically, when you look at fiber, sort of look at the ratio for every 10 carbs. If there's at least 1 gram of fiber for every 10 carbs that it has, that's a decent ratio. Anything higher than that is a fantastic ratio. So that 10 to 1 is like a good sort of ratio. But anything higher than 10 to 1, like let's say you get something that's like 10 grams of fiber and it's got like my bad. Let's say it's like 10 grams of carbs and it's got like 5 grams of fiber. That's a 10 to 5 ratio. You know what I'm saying? That's fantastic. Like that's fantastic. It don't get no better than that. Hopefully that's helpful. What's testosterone? It is the chief anabolic hormone, man. It's the one hormone. It's the predominant male sex hormone, right? So it controls things like sex drive, muscle growth and repair, hair. It also is closely tied to like your voice tone, right? So men have deeper voices because they have more testosterone. The production of the male what is it? What is it called? The testicles, right? It all comes from um, testosterone. So it's a hormone, man. It's the chief anabolic hormone. It's responsible for growth, baby. Um, have you heard about the Mr. Beast drama? Nah, man. I've never seen a Mr. Beast video. I don't even know what the fuck he does. I just know people like him and he's popular, but I have no idea why. I don't know shit about that dude. And that's not disrespect. That's just me speaking my truth, man. I don't be sitting around thinking about what other men are doing with their day. That's a little suspect if you ask me. What's wrong with wearing gloves when I work out? You can do whatever you want, man. You know what I'm saying? They made those gloves for somebody. I'm just not doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can wear whatever you want, man. I can't tell you what you can and can't do, man. You're a fucking adult, right? But am I gonna be caught in the motherfucking gym with some gloves on, right? Looking like I'm about to pull up to the nail salon after that? No. Right? Yeah. You're not gonna catch me. I got some fat I want to lose with exercise alone. Intermittent fasting doesn't work for me because I get headaches. Mason, that's because you fucking up. Right? It didn't work for you because you didn't do it right, man. How is it that all these people have all these rave reviews about how successful they've had their fitness and wellness journey, and sort of tied it to some of the effects of intermittent fasting? You just the one human on the planet that it don't work for. Nah, man, you just didn't do that shit right. I'm gonna tell you why you had headaches, man. I'm gonna break it down. You did not hydrate properly, right? When you fast, guys, understand this. You are depleting your body of the nutrients that you actually consume from your last meal. And in that process, your body is also releasing and absorbing a large amount of water. When you lose water, you lose what is called electrolytes, sodium predominantly. And when you lose sodium, guess what happens? Because sodium is what you call essential micronutrient. Guess what happens, guys? Headaches, nausea, dry mouth, lack of ability to focus and clarity. You weak as hell, right? And you get irritable. That's all that happened, baby. You you just lost your electrolytes, man, and you didn't replenish them. You probably didn't have no electrolyte powder. You probably didn't get no salt, right? You probably didn't do anything. You probably just chucked it up as I can't do this, right? And that's what happens when you quit on anything. You just easily explain it as, oh, it don't work. Well, maybe you just didn't do it the right way that would work for you, right? So, if you guys are looking to learn more about how to fast properly, I got some literature for you, right? I got some free content. I've been the fasting guide and the content For anybody who happens to care, it's in the comments section. Go get that. All right. So next up, James White. In the past 10 years or so, doctors have prescribed Pedialyte for dehydration in adults. Why do they prescribe Pedialyte, children? Because Pedialyte is loaded with sodium and it also has sugar. When you get sodium and sugar, it locks water in muscles and cells. That's a pro tip, right? For anybody else who believes that fasting or dieting gave them a headache, no, you just lost your water, you lost your electrolytes. You can replenish them with something like Pedialyte or some electrolyte powder or just some water and salt, right? If you want to go gangster, all right? What are your thoughts about drinking this post-workout? I mean, you could do that, right? Like, I don't think there's a inherent detriment to drinking Pedialyte post-workout. I just think that, you know, it might be excess carbs that you don't need that you could just be eating instead. You don't have to have Pedialyte to get the things in Pedialyte. You can just do what I said. You can have water, electrolyte powder. It's usually what I do, right? I ain't out here with some motherfucking Pedialyte, right? Because I'm not a baby, right? No, I'm messing with y'all. I've had Pedialyte at the house. If I ran out of like electrolyte powder and I didn't want to drink bone broth or salt, you know, I've had it available. So it'll do the job, man, if you dehydrate it, but it's not the only way. It's not the only way. Are Magic Spoon and Kashi Go good cereal options for cutting? Maybe, could be, right? I think the macros for, you know, I'm not like sponsored by these motherfuckers, so I don't know like offhand what the macros are. I remember the last time I read a Magic Spoon box, the protein was slightly higher than the Kashi Go Lean, so that's a benefit. The Kashi, I think, is a little bit better for those who have a little bit more carbs in their diet, which doesn't tend to be the case when you look in the cut. You know, a lot of the times when you're looking to lose fat, it's a lot easier to restrict the carbohydrates to some degree, right? And focus on more protein and fats just because it'll be more filling, right? When you eat carbs, you get hungry again and it makes you want more carbs, right? So Kashi, I wouldn't do Kashi on the cut, but if you do it, just make sure you track it so that you don't go overboard. It could work, right? That's the summation. Anything works as long as you do the work, and the work with losing body fat, getting lean, right, getting ripped, getting cut. Yo, it's just tracking and being consistent. And tracking makes you consistent because you know what to be consistent to. When are we going to see some vlogs from you? Give me a few months. The streets are asking for some vlogs. I have some projects I'm working on behind the scenes first. You will get the vlog action from me pretty soon, man. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. If you ain't tracking, you slacking. Sergio, he says, I'm in the best shape of my life at 40 years, just tracking thanks to your videos. Shout out to you, Sergio, that you ain't slacking no more, man. Keep getting them wins, brother. Proud of you, man. Proud of you. Is salt water good for women? Salt water is good for all humans. Right? So men, women, and you know, the other crew members who I ain't gonna get into, right? Because I don't want to get canceled today. But yeah, it works for all humans, you know, in the capacity that I spoke about, right? It's not like inherently like, oh man, I'm gonna just drink some salt water. That's gonna help me get ripped. Nah, man, it's in the context of what I spoke about, being that it could help you replenish your electrolytes and actually, you know, stay hydrated. If you're fasting, if you're cutting aggressively, losing water fast, it can help you big time, right? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, that made sense. If that made sense, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, squad. I got y'all. Derek Bryant, thanks for being real. Hey, that's all I know how to be, baby. I can't be something I'm not. Cardio after weight training does what? It gives you additional caloric burn. That's pretty much it, right? You're probably not going to be energized enough to sort of reach your peak cardiovascular endurance training if you're looking to like be a marathon athlete or fucking run a 5K or some shit. But if you're looking to get ripped, looking to get lean, looking to lose some body fat, it could help because you're being more active, you're burning more calories after your strength workout, which is what I tell my clients to do. Lift weights first, hit the walk on the treadmill after, do a little hit training after, do a little bit of stairmaster after. Like that's what I teach my clients. Hit the weights first though. That's the priority. What's up, Corey? How can I lower my fat percentage below 20%? Groovy Q 45. Whenever I hear Groovy Q, I always think of Schoolboy Q, man. Q is Schoolboy Q, man. Yes, it really just boils down to this, man. You got to get good at creating a calorie deficit. You know what I'm saying? That's really the whole game, man. Is you got to burn more calories than you consume. So like there's a ton of different ways we can talk about that here, right? Like it really just boils down to that though. Every strategy that every fucking diet plan that you ever heard about or tip that people give you on a diet to lose fat or workouts that they say help you lose fat, like all it is just different ways to achieve a calorie deficit. That's the whole shit. So what you got to do to get lower than 20% body fat is just create a deficit consistently enough to get to that point. I don't know where you're at right now, right? But I know if you're not there, that's all that you got to do, baby. Now, if you need some help with that, go ahead, grab my free course, the Big Belly Blaster. Help you blast that big ass belly off your body. But yeah, man, it really boils down to a lot of the stuff I share in my videos. Focus on strength training because strength will help elicit the change that I talked about earlier as it relates to you building a faster metabolism, right? And ultimately, solidifying that muscle mass so that when you lose that weight, you keep it off, right? So that 1-2 punch, you'll be able to actually see the muscle once it comes off, once the fat comes off. That plus like actually, hitting a calorie deficit with your nutrients, right? Tracking what you consume, going high protein, getting more fiber in your diet. These things that keep you satiated and full as you gradually go into the lower body fat percentages, building that deficit. So hopefully that helps. That helped, guys. Go ahead, drop that thumbs up for your boy. Let me know that y'all getting some value from this live. Can I drink pre-workout again after it sent me to the hospital or stay away from it? Personally, if it were me, I wouldn't fuck with it anymore, right? That's the equivalent of you saying, can I still have sex with this woman after she gave me herpes? You could, right? But I don't know if it's the best choice, man. Like you could just be like, nah, I'm gonna like I'm a bow out, Or maybe herpes isn't a good example because I don't think they have a cure for that. Maybe it's syphilis, because you can get cured for syphilis. Just like you went to the hospital and you came out okay. You know what I mean? I don't know if you want to go back down that road, again. Just like if you got syphilis, you probably don't want to mess with that girl again. That's just my take, right? You can do whatever you want to do, though. You're an adult. Best cutting tips to retain as much muscle as possible while losing fat. Great question. My big tip on that, pause, would be lift the same weight that you was lifting to build the muscle, right? If you somebody that's like, you took some time to build some muscle and you put on some fat during that process, you already know what I'm talking about, right? Just keep the strength that you had before you started that journey. If you just starting out, you brand new to the gym, you ain't never like looked into like strength training, or you just getting like you on that beginner route, focus on getting as strong as you can. because inherently, when you strength train, it sends a signal to your body to adapt a certain way. That adaptation is simple: keep this muscle on me. You have to give your body a reason to keep muscle, right? Like it's like being, in a relationship. Let's say you got a girl you date, and you don't spend time with her. You don't text her every day. You don't like say nice things to her. Eventually, she's going to leave you because she's not getting that time and attention from you, or that signal that you're actually interested, right? It's the same with your muscle, baby. If you're not giving your body, your muscles, the signal to stay, they gonna leave too, right? So you got to hit them weights. You got to hit your hydration. Like I told Mason earlier, you got to hit at least a gallon of water a day. If you ain't doing that, what the fuck are you doing, man? Are you even taking this seriously, right? So get at least a gallon of water in every day, and then make sure you're getting about a pound, I should say a gram of protein per pound of lean mass, or relative to it, and you should be fine, man. You should be good, baby. Hopefully that's helpful. Is peanut butter Captain Crunch keeping you big as hell? Probably. Mm. Ain't no benefits to eating some Captain Crunch while you looking to lose fat, right? One is good as hell. So you're gonna want some more after you have a little bit, right? Two, it's just carbs. There's no protein, no fiber. You're gonna digest it quick as hell and get hungry again, right? Um, and three, it's calorically dense. Like it's small amount of food that takes up a lot of calories, which is not ideal, right? Because you'll fuck around and eat a little bit thinking, oh, I ain't had that much. And it actually accounted for a massive amount of your calories for the day. There's no reason to do it. However, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Right? You're an adult. I can't tell you what to do. Chris Tucker, hey, shout out to you, man. We loved you in Rush Hour. And then Friday, definitely Friday, man. What's the healthy sodium intake per day? I think the FDA has the daily nutritional value for somewhere around 2,400 milligrams for most people. If you're on a diet though, like if you're somebody who looking to lose fat, right, and you're active, right, you're sweating a lot at the gym, you're losing water weight every day from the way that you're actually attacking your nutritional journey. Um, you might need like a little bit more. Like I take in more than 2,400 milligrams. I usually take in like 3K or more. If I'm fasting, I'll take in like anywhere between 5 to 7,000 milligrams of sodium. Like if I'm doing a 24-hour fast, oh, I'm bumping them sodium numbers up like crazy, right? Because your body is pushing out, sodium, man. You losing all of it. The reserves that you have in your liver, your body's just pushing that shit out, right? So you got to replenish it, man. You got to be aggressive about it. Can men 50 and over get back to better working metabolism? How? I mean, listen, man, like 50, 60, 70, that shit don't matter, bro. That shit only matters if you think it does, right? Whatever you believe doesn't necessarily mean that it's true in actual reality. But if you believe it, it will become true in your reality, right? I have clients who are 50, 60, 70, crushing it, man, getting ripped. You know what I'm saying? Losing all kinds of fat just the same. I got guys who in their 20s that I know that's not in my program that ain't losing no weight. What's the difference? Well, just different habits, man. Right? So whether you 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever, 100, the human body works the same. If you burn more calories than you consume, you'll lose fat. Now, does a man in his 50s have the same testosterone levels as a guy in his 20s? Of course, we know the answer to that is no, right? Unless he's taking something or he's just an exception. But is that the only factor that's going to influence his metabolism? No. You can build some muscle just like a 20-year-old. You can stop putting so much motherfucking food in your mouth, right? Practice some fucking etiquette and some restraint and control yourself. You can do that, right? In fact, you might have more discipline than the kid or a younger person because you got more to live for. You know, who wants to work their ass off to their 50s, 60s, 70s to create a good life and a foundation for their family, just to slowly erode into them getting themselves into an early grave? Nobody. People do that shit on accident because they're not aware. You know why they're not aware? Because they're not paying attention. They ain't tracking, right? They just doing whatever the fuck. They winging it. All right. That's how most of you guys got in the situation you in. You just been winging it. You just been out here hoping that you gonna get to the workout or eating healthy, whatever the fuck that means, right? You just out here lost. And you're so wrapped up in your own ego that you feel like that you can figure it out. Well, guess what, homie? If you would have been able to do that, you would have never got fat in the first place, man. I got to be honest with you guys who out here telling yourself that you eating pretty good, or yeah, man, I work out pretty hard, but I ain't seeing results. You know why you ain't seeing results? Because you suck, man. You suck at tracking, you suck at planning, and that's okay, right? Because I used to suck too. Right? Everybody has to start there, but then they have to learn from those who have the results to get to where they want to get to, right? Now, if you want to learn more about how you need to get to where you want to get to, hey, go and get that free Big Belly Blaster, man. I'm dropping it in the chat for y'all, right? But that's the real shit, man. It's you got a belief issue, man. If you think that 50 years old got something to do with your metabolism, man, you got a belief issue, baby. All right, bro. Do you have cheat dates? And if so, how often? Once a week. Once a week. But I don't be out here eating like y'all, man. I don't be eating a bunch of fucking cakes and pies and donuts and shit, man. I'll eat like more calories. I call it I call it you know what I'm saying? I call it a refeed day more than anything. I just have more calories, right? I have more of the foods I normally eat. That's usually what I do. Every now and then, maybe once a month, I do something sweet. Like I do like a lot of the times, like if I'm gonna do something kind of off, like you know, I like cheesecake, for example, but I probably eat cheesecake once every like 4 months or something because there's so many calories. I'm like, I don't feel like having to burn through all of this. Um, every now and then, I might have a little something extra, like some chips from Chipotle or something. But honestly, man, I don't get a lot of joy out of eating a bunch of trash, man. I actually feel I physically feel better when I eat foods that are high protein, high fiber, right? Like the foods that people say are like, oh, these are the diet foods or whatever. Like I just feel better on it. I run a company, y'all, right? I got several employees and several clients that like are counting on me to show up every day. The fuck I look like dragging my feet all day, hunched over, tired like y'all middle of the day because I want to eat some chips or all the time, or I want to eat some sugar. Nah, man, I got to be energized, man. So I prefer to eat, just a lot of the foods that I talk about are, foods that I say target anyway on most days of the week. That's just me though. James, small grapefruit versus small orange. Which is better and how should they be incorporated in weight loss? That's a good question, James. I don't know that there's inherently a lot of differences, man. Nutritionally, like if you look at the nutrition facts for a grapefruit versus an orange, pretty similar, right? Pretty similar amount of carbs, fibers pretty much around the same. The only difference is like, you know, grapefruit is high in different vitamins than oranges are. Oranges are like higher in like vitamin C. Honestly, I don't eat a lot of grapefruit, so I can't tell you like what the vitamin profile is on it. Just because, bro, I grew up in Detroit, man. We just didn't have a bunch of farms and shit and a bunch of grapefruits like, readily accessible, man. We just had oranges, apples, and bananas. Pause. Right. So, I just kind of know some of the basics, but I think they're similar, man. I think you could just incorporate them like you would incorporate any food source. Just track it, make sure it fits your macros for the day, and eat accordingly. right? If that helps you, right? If you're a fruit lover, you're a fruit lover, right? You like that advice, give me a thumbs up in the chat, right? Oh man, pause. All right. I'm gonna give you guys a simple 6-pack system too in the chat. That is my definitive guide on just like like the whole like learning your macros and nutrients side of things, right? All right. Why do I crave carbs all the time? Because that's all you eat, Delilah. Or Dahlia. That's how you say it, Dahlia. You know what I'm saying? You keep eating something, you're gonna crave it, right? You know, I think that's the bigger issue. Is like why do you keep that so predominant in your diet? Why are you not like getting other things like high protein sources, healthy fat sources that are more satiating anyway? Maybe you don't know what those foods are, right? Maybe you out here winging it, like the people I just talked some shit about, right? Maybe you're not planning your day. Maybe you just waking up hoping that you get around to eating healthier, and then you fuck around and you end up at a vending machine because you didn't plan well, right? If you're doing that, that's your problem. It's more so planning. You don't have a plan. If you fail to plan, guess what, guys? You are planning to fail. Fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? People do not plan to fail. They fail to plan. Nobody wakes up like, man, how can I be a failure today? Man, how can I fuck up my fat loss? What's the game plan to do that? Nobody wants that game plan. But you guys inherently fall into that game plan by not planning your own plan. I heard somebody say once when I was a kid, if you do not have your own plan for your life, then you'll fall into someone else's plan. Y'all ever heard that? Type one if you heard that saying before. Right? Like, I think that is inherent amongst the populace of the US, especially because we the fattest nation in the world, but we also the richest. How is that possible? Well, it's because a lot of companies are getting wealthy off us being fat as hell. That's what it is, right? So you're falling into the plan of those who would much rather prefer you be a big motherfucker and keep feeding their pockets instead of just falling into your own plan where, I don't know, maybe you make better choices because you're tracking what you're doing, you're more conscious. And then, I don't know, maybe you lose some fat, build some confidence, and start transforming the way that you look at life and inspire those around you and actually live longer. Maybe you do that if you plan your own life like my clients do. My clients do that stuff all the time, right? Y'all seen them. And if you ain't seen my clients, only go to the website. Get some inspiration, man. Get some inspiration from the website. All right, let's get into the next one. How much protein does a woman need to build muscle? The same protein, Genesis, that a man needs to build muscle. You want to at least have somewhere around 0.75 to 1 gram of protein per pound of lean mass that you have on your body. So you will first be in your best interest to figure out how much lean mass you have. You only find that out if you find out your body fat percentage, which is a simple test that you can do by going to your local gym. If you have a body fat tester, you can get scanned there, or standing on one of those scales, the bathroom scales that measures your body composition, tells you what your lean mass is. Whatever that lean mass number is, that's how many grams of protein you need, right? That or close to it, relative to it, right? Hopefully that was helpful. Yeah. Hey, King Dre, I just answered this. I just answered this. I am a psychic. All right, I'm still scrolling. Hey Corey, if I'm skinny fat, should I do intermittent fasting? Yeah, that's fine. It's probably best for you because you want to get that fat off your body as fast as possible so you can start focusing on building some muscle, right? Like the last thing you want to do being skinny fat is be out here like, oh, I want to get some muscle and looking to graze your calories and go into a surplus to build muscle while you still fat. Because you know what fat cells do, right? They either shrink or grow, baby. They don't go away. So if you add more fat cells to your already flabby body, not only are you going to look gross, you're going to look like melted ice cream, right? That's what you're going to look like if you're skinny and fat at the same time. But, you're more likely to get fat again later if you got all them fat cells, man. So, yeah, get lean as fast as possible. And intermittent fasting can help you do it, you know? I've seen some amazing things with intermittent fasting. I got a guy who's in my program right now. He's a bigger guy. He's not a skinny fat guy by any means. But this guy has been able to lose 50 pounds in 8 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And mostly what we're doing, what I'm teaching y'all right now, right? Lift weights, right? Track your nutrition, protein, fiber, predominant nutrients, and then make sure you fast a few days a week, right? Hopefully that was helpful. If that was helpful to you, give me a thumbs up. Y'all know the vibes. Avery Brady. I read that as Avery Bradley, the former Celtics player. What's good supplements to take? Listen, man, supplements ain't gonna help you if you don't have a good foundation to put those supplements on top of, right? I was just telling my my clients this the other day. Building your body's like building a house, right? So the foundation of a house is going to determine whether it actually stays stable or it sinks into the ground or blows over. And you need a strong foundation to actually build the walls and the rooftop on. Well, the foundation of your fitness journey should be your nutrition, right? So you got a strong nutritional base. That's where you can start to build the walls around on top of that. You know what the walls are in this example, guys? Your training program. So you need your nutrition and your training to be on point before you put the rooftop on. What's the rooftop? Supplements. All right. So if your shit's fucked up, man, ain't no supplement gonna help you. But I don't know what your goals are, man. So you gotta tell me what your goals are, Avery Brady, for me to say, hey, this is the supplement I think would be good for you. I don't know what your goals are. That's like if you came in the chat, he was like, hey, get me a girlfriend. I was like, well, what are you know what I'm saying? What qualities do you want in a woman, right? Like, where are you located, right? Like what do you have going on in your life? How could I match you up with somebody if I don't know anything about you? It's the same with your goals. If I know nothing about what you're looking to accomplish, there's no way I can link you to a specific thing to help you get there. There's no firm resume. Is it okay to detox weekly? Listen, so the whole thing with detoxing, guys, is like, I don't know if you guys understand this, but the body's naturally designed to detox itself. Did you know that? Right? Did you know your body, your muscles, your cells, your liver, kidneys, everything is sort of structured in a way to help you naturally detoxify your body every day and every week. The problem is we eat too fucking much. That's the issue. We so focused on putting in, we're not giving our body what it needs as far as time to like push things out that we don't need. So all you really got to do to detox is just fast. I do a 24 or 48 hour fast at least once a week. And I have my clients do it too. And not only do they get amazing results, like you see, if you go to my website or whatever, but they rave about how much energy they have, how much better they feel, how much more regular they are, how they don't experience bloating and how their appetites really change too. So you can just fast. You don't have to do no stupid ass pills or grab a bunch of goofy ass juice or tea. You ain't gotta get the flat tummy tea. Nah, man, it's a bunch of bullshit, man. Just fast. So to answer your question, yeah, I detox every week by just fasting. Are you annoyed of the big as hell comments? No, because I don't read comments a lot, honestly. I haven't read the comment section on any of my content in like almost 2 years. Right. I only learned that people were saying that in the comments because my team told me. They read the comments. I don't. I got better shit to do with my time. So no, I'm not annoyed with that. It's an insignificant point of reference in my life because I barely pay attention to it. Is rice cakes a good snack while trying to lose fat? It could be, right? Like it's just a portable carb. It's small. It's not a lot of carbs. It's fine, right? Is it the best pick? I don't think so, right? Is it really helping you diet down, right? When I think about nutrients, I think about how is this going to help me with my goal. If your goal is to lose fat, your goal should be maintain a deficit and stay energized, right? What things help you maintain a deficit and stay energized? Well, one of the things is foods that fill you up. Pause. Right? Foods that fill you up. Protein, fat, fiber. Right? Those are foods that make sure that you stay satisfied and full in that deficit. Multitude of different foods that you can do for that are not rice cakes. But rice cakes could be some quick carbs to give you a little bit of an energy boost if you're down. Carbs aren't bad. It's just some people eat too many of them and they're not active enough. So, rice cakes is cool. Are they at the top of the list of what I would say prioritize? Nah. Nah, fam. For skinny people, what's the best foods and right amount of calories to eat to bulk in a calorie surplus? Yeah, that's a good question. Skinny motherfuckers, right? Definitely want to increase your calories, right? If you want to build some muscle, but it's not like a certain subset of foods. It's the opposite for you guys, for what I just said to Alex. Your goal is to get the most calories in the shortest amount of time because you probably don't have a big enough appetite to actually create the surplus, right? So that you can like build more muscle. Because food is energy. You put more energy in, it fuels your workouts. You get stronger in your workouts. It sends a signal to your body to grow, and then you respond to that signal, giving it more nutrients to use to grow with. So how do you get enough food in? Where you just eat foods that are high in calories, but it's not a lot of food. So you guys have a unique circumstance where you eat more calorie dense foods, right? Whenever I've coached a skinny guy, my advice to him has always been, let's get you, high calorie foods that you ain't got to eat a lot of. Dried fruits, fruit smoothies, pasta, oats, things like that, like maybe more bread, right? Like it's all the stuff that fat people should stay away from. Y'all eat more of that, right? Now, some guys lean towards like more processed stuff sometimes. I think that's cool, but like you're sort of playing a game against time in that like processed foods eventually catch up with you later because it just causes all sort of like gut issues and nutritionally there's not a ton of value there anyway. So you end up storing a bunch of fat if you gaining muscle or if you're creating a surplus with nothing but like you know predominantly um processed foods. So for those cases, I usually recommend to guys like, hey, focus on 80-20 rule. 80% of your diet, make it whole natural food sources, maybe the other 20% more processed. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. Windy City, I'm gonna be out there for Thanksgiving. I got some family out there, man. Hi, Corey. Just want to say I appreciate your videos and how you break everything down in easy to understand terms. I've learned a lot. Thanks again. Hey, Phil. No fucking problem, man. Hey, you obviously have excellent taste and character. Is 1,200 calories too low? Nah, I think it just depends on the person, right? I think you just gotta look at where you at in your journey, how many calories you burn, what your size is, what your goal is. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Love you, man. Thank you for helping us. Hey, Christ, you have excellent taste. Thank you so much for your support. Glad I could help. Glad I could be helpful. What's your view on supermarket roast chicken? It's fine. It's just chicken. Right? It's probably got a little bit of extra skin and oil, on it. If you want to, lower the fat content, just peel the skin off. It's no big deal. What's up, man? Mr. Corey, I have hit my goal when it came to gaining weight. I don't know if you remember, but just last year I was in ninth grade, 6'4", 162 pounds. Now I'm 185. What do I do from this point forward? Obadiah, I don't know what you're asking me. Are you asking me are you asking me like, hey, I need to build more muscle from here? Or are you saying you want to get lean from here? I don't know what you're asking me, man. Yeah, I would need more clarity to answer this question. Because if you're looking to lean out, man, now you just go the opposite direction. You just start to create a calorie deficit. Burn more calories than you consume, baby. That's what you do. That's what it is. How do you help your female clients who are perimenopause and struggle with weight loss, especially in the stomach area? Well, first off, Danielle, I do not allow them to tell me that menopause is the reason for where they are, right? We don't focus on limitations, because when you argue for your limitations, guess what? You keep those limitations. So the belief that menopause is the reason is a limiting belief that you will continue to focus on and you will give credence to with your actions. So I don't let them talk to me about that shit, right? Like I'll just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I got to, right? Because I'm tough on them, because I got respect enough to tell them the truth. I'll show them a bunch of pictures of old ass women, no disrespect, but women who, you know, perimenopausal in their 70s, and they look like they're in way better shape. Why? Because it's not the menopause, man. You know, so that's one thing. I get them to shift their beliefs away from what they can't do and start getting them to see that there's so much more that they can do. They just have not. And then that's what we focus on. It's like, all right, now that we know that it's possible, how do we overcome this predicament that we're in? Well, we gotta see where we're at first. So let's start tracking everything. Track what you consume, right? Track what you do. And once a week, we weigh you, take pictures, see where you at. You know, if you're losing weight, that means we're doing a good job creating a calorie deficit. If you're not losing weight, something's up. So now, since we've been tracking everything, we can look at all the numbers together. We can look at how much did you consume, calories, what came from protein, what came from carbs, what came from fats, how much water did you have, how much training did you do, what weights did you use when you did your strength training, how many steps did you get as far as movement for your car. We just look at everything and just decide what needs to go up, down, or get taken out or improved upon, right? Because sometimes we just do the right things and everything starts to work. And so we just build upon those successful habits. So I think, Danielle, like those are my tips for you and any other menopausal women who believe that that's a limitation. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. If that helped you, menopause or not, give me a thumbs up. Is VitaFusion a good vitamin to take? I don't know. I don't know what's in it, man. You asked me that shit like I got something in the cabinet. I don't know, man. What's in it, man? All right. How the fuck would I just know that offhand? You know? All right. Uh. Hey Corey, do you think about Dorian Yates 48-hour fast every week? Is it effective? Yeah, I just said that I fast 24 to 48 hours every week. You know, once a month I do a 72-hour fast. The month of June, I had a lot going on, so I just decided to do a 72-hour fast 3 times. You know, yeah, I think fasting is great. That's why I wrote a whole guide on how to do it properly. You know, how are you? I am stupendous. Hope you're stupendous as well, mother. My mother's in the chat. How do you feel about Mike Mentzer's training style, basically going to failure with every exercise with high intensity? First of all, I don't know who Mike Mentzer is. So shout out to him, whatever he's teaching, right? He's probably teaching some valuable information. That's why you asked about him. Yeah, I don't teach my clients to go to. So here's the thing, man. Going to failure a lot of guys like, like think that this is the way to go. Uh, it's one way to go, but it's not the only way to go. Think about going to I don't know, Disney World, right? Let's say you let's say you're looking to drive to Disney World from like California. I imagine, there are multiple routes that will lead to Disney World. You know what I'm saying? But no matter what, in order to get to Disney World, you have to take a road, right? So you have to take a road if you're driving, or get on a motherfucking airplane, right? Fly over there. But you have to take action, right? So I think the most important thing is that you're taking some sort of action towards your goal, and not just out here being one of these YouTube university people who just watching and ain't taking action, right? The issue with like going to failure though is it's very difficult to recover from, man. Not a lot of guys are as dialed in on their nutrition and their sleep to be able to recover well enough from failure. Can it work? Yeah, but you have to change other metrics to make failure training work. I just don't teach it because most guys got other problems they got to fix first, right? Like when you train to failure, intensity goes up, but that means that your volume and your frequency probably has to decrease somewhat because you're going to failure on everything, right? So you be worn out. You won't be able to get as much frequency training in. We just do the opposite. We go low intensity, most of my workouts with my clients, and we go high frequency, right? So we just train every day. And a lot of times we hit the same muscles multiple days a week. And then once that gets easy, we transition to more high volume, decrease the frequency, right? And then if I get somebody who's really advanced, maybe, I transition them to this failure training. Hopefully that was helpful. Uh, uh. I just joined. What do you think about watermelon fasting? I think that shit's stupid as hell. I think it's stupid. Why are people doing it? I literally I'm a part of the fasting community, right? I'm a fitness and fat loss fasting coach, and I have no clue why people are doing this. I don't know why people are doing this watermelon fast stuff. I think it's stupid, but you know, people are doing it and they're getting results from it. If they love that, more power to them, man. Earlier you made a post about things people didn't know about you, and you said you had a construction management and civil engineering degree. Yep. Why did you leave the industry? Because I hated it. I hated it. It was a dreadful experience to work in an industry like that, where one, I didn't feel like I was really contributing to people in a meaningful way. I was at an entry level job. I was fresh out of college, and I was basically doing grunt work, man. I was a civil technician. For you guys who aren't dorks, who don't know what that is, I was going to like projects where they would like build like roads, bridges, um, just like stuff that outside, right? And I would test the soils, test the asphalt, test the cement, basically to make sure that they hit certain standards, right? So like the statewide standards to make sure that they could continue to build upon these projects. So I had a role in that project, man, but it was so far removed from my interaction with people. And I found out in college that I just enjoy interacting with people, that I felt like I was out of place every day. Plus, you know, the industry is like, it's a lot of guys who just, I don't know, they don't love what they do. At least the guys that I was working around, they just kind of there to collect a paycheck, and it zaps your energy, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys ever heard like that analogy about like crabs in the bucket? You know what I'm saying? Like you see like somebody like looking to climb out the bucket, the crab, and then the other crabs come and grab them, pull them down. That's how I felt every day. Like coming to work, talking about how I was like starting to read books and starting to work on myself, starting to go to the gym, starting to learn about like tracking foods, stuff like that. And then these motherfuckers would just be like depressed and talking about how bad their life is and complaining about the job they got to do. They're getting paid to do, right? I just didn't like the environment, nor did I like what I was doing. So I was just like, this ain't for me. Now, that's not to say that somebody else's experience might not be different, man. I got clients who are construction management, guys, and they're great guys, and they seem to love what they do. So I'm not saying that it's not something that anyone should do. I'm just saying I didn't have a great experience doing it because it wasn't congruent with my beliefs and my goals in life. I wanted to actually impact people on a more direct level, which is why I got into coaching and why I, built this company where I service people all over the world. So that's what it is, man. That's what it is, brethren. How do I tell if I'm using up visceral fat while fasting? Because I'm still out here walking around big as hell. Yeah. And I know I know results could be hitting for a while. Are you tracking? Are you tracking your body fat percentage? And if the answer is no, why the fuck not, man? Why are you not tracking? Right? If you ain't tracking, you slacking. Right? If you are tracking, hey, just look at the body fat percentage every week. If the visceral fat's going down, then you're doing what you're supposed to do. You can't see visceral fat. That's the fat around your organs. You can see subcutaneous fat. That's that big ass belly, right? You'll see that start to leave before the visceral a lot of the times. But yeah, track that shit, man. That's how you do it. Hey, run for your life. Okay. Yeah, the comments is going wild, man. Comments is going wild. I appreciate the live videos. So much great info. Thanks, Corey. Todd, big Todd, what up, man? That's what's up. I'm glad, man. I'm glad this is helpful. Todd is a member of the Armstrong Army, man. Hey, Todd, you better be hitting your macros this weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? I got eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? We want to see nothing but success from you, big dog. How important is sleep when it comes to building muscle? I heard YouTubers say it's not that important. You heard a YouTuber, like one, right? Like, who is that motherfucker coaching, right? That's think about it like this. If sleep wasn't important, why have we as a human species not evolved to the point where we don't have to sleep? Like, why is that something that our body has not outgrown? Think about it, right? Wouldn't it be more advantageous without it? We evolved from these cave people who was in a state of sort of having to like pillage, sort of like hunt and farm and create food for ourselves, and we had to run from predators and sort of hide and make sure that we are safe. Wouldn't it be in our best interest if our bodies didn't get tired and we could just stay up all fucking week and never have to rest? Right? Don't you think our bodies would have evolved to that point by now if that was the truth? It hasn't. You know why? Because that's a bunch of bullshit, man. And it is, right? So that's why you ask. All right, man. Well, we about to wrap this up. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions and I'm gonna get off here. Gotta eat my last meal of the day. Yay! I love hearing about your journey and your straightforward approach. Hey, Maggie, you got excellent taste. Appreciate you, girl. That's what's up, man. Oh, we got some thumbs in this joint. Okay, all right, man. Hey, look, this is what's up. All right. I don't know what's going on. Sean's in the chat. What up, Sean? Man, spelling Corey's name wrong, keeping you big as hell. Yeah, man. My name is 4 letters, man. It's Cory. I know it's hard for some of y'all. Y'all want to put that E in there, you know what I'm saying? But if you put that E in there, you're talking about somebody else, man. It's not me, man. I'm not that guy. Cory, man. Appreciate y'all making the attempt though. All right, man. I think that's it. I think I knocked out all the questions there. Guys, what was most helpful? What was most helpful from the live? If anything, let me know. And if y'all want more of these, give me a thumbs up in the chat. And then, I drop more of these. Corey, is Gabe Itch a good coach? I don't know who that is. So I don't know. You have to ask him. Why don't you mess with the keto diet? Why would I mess with the keto diet? Like if I was you think about it, you're talking to a guy who lost 50 pounds in 5 months without doing keto. I just did strength training, fasting, you know what I'm saying, and hitting my macros and going for walks. Why would I need to do keto? I've coached hundreds to thousands of people now, and they all get results without keto. Why the fuck would I fuck with keto? If what we're doing is, you ever heard that saying, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Why would I teach and or practice keto if there's a multitude of other ways that don't require you to give up a whole food group just to lose some belly fat? I mean, hey, look at this, man. Charles Smith, I lost 100 pounds through intermittent fasting, diet, and exercise. That answers the question right there. I don't fuck with keto because you don't have to do it to get success, man. That's why. All right, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's it. That's it, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's crush it this weekend. Hope y'all getting all kinds of wins, successes. Anybody here wants more help with their fitness journey one-on-one, feel free to hit the link in the description of this video, right? You can go to my website and apply to, potentially work with me one-on-one personally. All right. Y'all have a good one. Peace.